Ubangiji ya albarkaci jihar Taraba da wadataccen ƙasar noma ga kuma ɗimbin albarkatun ƙasa bila adadin. Sai dai irin waɗannan dukkanin abinda Ubangiji ya samar domin samar da kyakkyawar fata ga jihar ta Taraba, ana samun wasu munanan ɗabi'u na sare dazuzzuka da tone-tonen ramumuka domin ɗebo albarkatun ƙasan, da hakan ke matukar barazana ga muhalli da kuma al'ummar da cikin Taraba da ma dabbobi da suke cikinta. Wannan ko na iya lalata dukkan wani tsari ko dabaru da aka samar domin kyautata rayuwar bil'adama da mara dabbobi. Wannan illar na dada tozartawa da kuma lalata dukkanin wurare da ake da su, ga lalata ruwa da muhalli da ke zama barazana ga rayuwar dabbobi na cikin ruwa da kuma na tudu da ma jama'a da ke kan wannan. Hakan na iya zama kuma wani abin da ke iya lalata kyakkyawar fata da ake da ita na kyautata rayuwar al'umma musamman da yara da ma dabbobi. A irin wannan ne gwamnatin jihar Taraba gargashin Dr. Abu Kefo ta samar da wani kwamiti mai karfin fada aji da doka ta baiwa dama ya tabbatar da cewa ya takaita ayyukan saran dazuzzuka da tone-tone albarkatun ƙasa ba bisa ka'ida ba. Bisa wannan ne kuma wannan kwamiti ya tashi haikan domin tabbatar da an bi doka da aka zayyana na tabbatar da kare dazuzzuka da sauran albarkatun ƙasa da ubangiji albarkaci wannan jiha da ita, domin samarwa matasa da kuma iyalai aikin yi idan aka bi ka'ida wurin bin matakai da za su dace da yadda ake tono albarkacin ƙasa da kuma sare dazuzzuka a bisa ka'ida, wanda hakan zai iya taimakawa ci gaba da kuma bunƙasa rayuwar jama'a da kuma fitar da Tarabar a idon duniya. A bisa wannan ake yin kira ta musamman ga al'ummar jihar Taraba da su tabbatar da cewa sun bi tsari da dabaru da aka tanadar. Ana kuma kira da amfani da sarakunan gargajiya da maluman addini da sauran jagororin al'umma da suke da alhakin kula da irin waɗannan al'ummomi da kuma ke zama tare da tabbatar da sun sanya ido sosai wurin ganin an kawar da dukkan wani kalubale da muhalli ke fuskanta. Ana kuma kira nan take ga sarakunan gargajiya da maluma na addini da su waro al'umma kai, musamman waɗanda suke jagoranta, domin nuna musu matukar illa da waɗannan sare-saren dazuzzuka da tono albarkatun ƙasa ba bisa ƙa'ida ba suke yi, kuma su ilmantar da jama'a domin amfanin su wadda mara misaltuwa ne. Ana kuma karfafa musu gwiwa da cewa duk lokacin da suka ga wani aiki da ya shafi irin wannan mummunan aiki da su handarsta samar da hukumomi ta yin amfani da wannan layi 080660081020. Yan Taraba a haɗa hannu tare domin tabbatar da an tsayar da jihar kuma an kawar da tsarin na tono albarkatun ƙasa da sare-saren dazuzzuka ba bisa ƙa'ida ba, domin ɗorewar ci gaban jihar Taraban da kuma samar da albarkatunta da moriyarta ga dukkanin al'umma. Wannan sako ne da ya fito daga hukumar nan da take sanya ido da hana sare dazuzzuka ba bisa ƙa'ida ba.
Africa, a land of truth, rhythm, and resilience.
Where every thread of the fabric tells a story.
Every beat of the drum echoes heritage.
And every voice carries the soul of generation.
We are Africa, bold, beautiful, and timeless. At Sun TV, we don't just tell African stories.
We celebrate it in every color, sound, and tradition.
From the past that shaped us
to the future we proudly define.
Sun TV, Africa, seen, heard, celebrated. Sun TV, cause of the nation. Africa, a land of roots.
Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861. Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861.
Good evening, I'm Moses Peter and you are watching News at 9 on Som TV. Coming to you live from Taraba State. You can stay connected with us on Facebook at Som TV and YouTube at Som TV Live for real-time updates, bold reports, and the stories everyone will be talking about tonight. Here are tonight's major headlines. Ohanaeze Ndigbo Youth Council urges residents to ignore IPOB sit at home, while Anambra Police intensifies security ahead of Monday directive. Southern Kaduna Christian leaders call for protection of worship centers and rescue of adopted worshippers as 80 escape and 86 remain captive in Kurumin Wali. Kwara State reopens schools after bandit attacks, while Peter Obi criticizes teachers' strike in Abuja FCT. On international news, over 200 killed in Rubaya Coltan mine collapse in DRC, while US and Israeli generals meet at Pentagon amid rising Iran tensions. Moving on to business news, OPEC Plus agreed in principle to pause March oil output hikes, signaling continued coordination among member states. On entertainment reports, President Tinubu honors late Fela Anikulapo Kuti following Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, highlighting his global musical legacy. Moving on to sports, expansion Denver Summit FC signs defender Eva Gaetino from Paris Saint-Germain as club prepares for inaugural season. Now the news in full. The Ohanaeze Ndigbo Youth Council has urged Southeast residents to ignore the sit-at-home order declared by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, for Monday, February 2nd. In a statement, National President Mazi Ogu Nnabuike described the directive as self-serving and economically harmful, recalling that IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu opposes such actions. Residents, traders, and institutions in the region were advised to carry on with normal business and activities. In the light of the foregoing, the Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Ikioye Orutugu, has intensified security measures following IPOB's Monday sit-at-home order. At an emergency meeting with area and tactical commanders, he directed increased intelligence-led patrols and surveillance to protect lives and property. IPOB lawyer Ifeanyi Ejiofor dismissed the lockdown as false, urging the public to ignore it. The CP reassured residents that security operations are in place, advising vigilance and reporting of suspicious activities. Southern Kaduna Christian leaders have urged government and security agencies to protect worship centers and rescue over 100 worshippers adopted in Kurumin Wali, Kajuru local government area. Speaking at the 2026 Southern Kaduna Prayer Summit in Kafanchan, Apostle Emmanuel Kure decried delays in rescue efforts and condemned high ransom demands as unrealistic. He called on authorities and communities to collaborate in safeguarding sacred places. In light of that, reports said the 80 worshippers adopted during a church service in Kurumin Wali Kajuru local government area have escaped and reunited with their families, while 86 remain in captivity, the village head Ishaku Dan Azumi confirmed. He appealed to the government and military for urgent action to rescue those still held, warning against politicizing the tragedy. The Kaduna State Police said a detailed report on the incident will be released soon. Similarly, Kwara State has reopened schools after months of closures due to bandit attacks. The government, citing improved security, said operations by military and police have neutralized criminal elements and restored calm. Authorities urged parents, teachers, and students to remain vigilant and cooperate with security agencies. Schools across the state, including previously affected areas, are now formally notified of resumption with continued surveillance and community engagement to prevent further threats to learners and staff. Moving on to reports on education and youth development, Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi criticized the federal government over the ongoing primary school teachers' strike in the Federal Capital Territory. He highlighted that while billions were spent renovating the international conference centers, schools remain closed, leaving children out of classrooms. Obi stressed education's importance for national development, noting the negative impact of insecurity and industrial action on learning, and questioned whether government leaders fully appreciate education's role in shaping Nigeria's future. Meanwhile, the federal government reiterated that Nigeria's global competitiveness depends on equipping youth with education and digital skills. Minister Mohammed Idris, speaking at the Federal University of Technology, Minna, emphasized reforms in technology, agriculture, renewable energy, and the creative economy under President Tinubu. He urged graduates to embrace lifelong learning, develop practical skills, and contribute to nation building, highlighting education and skill acquisition as central to individual growth and national progress. Additionally, a coalition of Nigerian Muslim women called on the federal government to review NYSC uniforms to accommodate Muslim female corps members. At a briefing for the 2026 World Hijab Day in Abuja, Ms. Fidausi Amasa proposed knee-length hijabs, long white trousers instead of shorts, and stronger anti-discrimination measures. She also advocated for mentorship and leadership programs to empower hijab-wearing women, promoting inclusivity, unity, and opportunities for participation in national development. Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliyu also urged residents to apply Ramadan lessons towards civic responsibility and community development. At a lecture by the Yoruba Muslims community, he emphasized self-discipline, empathy, and sacrifice, encouraging support for local businesses, volunteering, and active civic engagement. The Chief Imam highlighted the importance of helping the less privileged, strengthening communal bonds, and fostering social cohesion during the fasting period as part of moral and civic education. Going on to report on security and law enforcement, troops of the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai killed senior Boko Haram ISWAP commander Abu Khalid and 10 fighters in Konduga local government area, Borno State. Army sources confirmed Khalid, Boko Haram's second-in-command in Sambisa Forest, was eliminated along with weapons and logistics recovered. No troop casualties occurred. Clearance operations continue as authorities maintain vigilance to prevent insurgents regrouping and restore security in the volatile region. Similarly, the Edo State Police Command arrested 13 suspects for kidnapping and vandalism while rescuing 3 adopted victims across Eson West and Owan West local government areas. Acting on intelligence, the police, alongside vigilantes, hunters, and the Edo State Security Corps, dismantled suspected kidnappers' camps, and recovered items including an excavator and mobile phones. Authorities urged public cooperation, reaffirming their commitment to protecting lives and safeguarding critical infrastructure. The Kebbi State Police Command also recorded a breakthrough in counter-kidnapping operations. 2 victims were rescued in Kalgo and Dundee local government areas, while 1 suspect was arrested. In Kalgo, collaboration with the Vigilante Group of Nigeria ensured the victims' safety. In Dundee, rapid response forced kidnappers to flee, with the rescued victims receiving medical care at Meigwanza Hospital. Police intensified patrols and intelligence gathering, stressing community cooperation as crucial for preventing further criminal activity. Additionally, the Ebonyi State Police Command arrested 10 suspects over the killing and beheading of 4 people in Okporojo village, Eda local government area, linked to a land dispute with Ndukwe community. The attack led to deaths, property damage, and burned houses. Tactical squads were deployed for investigation, with police vowing to bring perpetrators to justice while maintaining law and order in the area. The Zamfara State Police Command apprehended 21 illegal miners in Zurmi and Maradun local government areas during joint operations. Despite lifting previous mining bans, illegal activities persist, causing insecurity and revenue losses. The suspects are under investigation by the Task Force on Illegal Mining, reflecting ongoing government efforts to regulate mining, protect citizens, and enforce laws in collaboration with security agencies and regulatory bodies. Similarly, the Akwa Ibom State Police Command recovered 415 live cartridges from a commercial bus on the Calabar-Itu Highway, arresting suspects linked to the consignment and obstruction of police duties. Investigations are ongoing under the Commissioner of Police to determine the source, intended recipients, and possible criminal networks involved, underscoring the need for proactive policing to protect public safety and uphold the rule of law. On crime prevention and infrastructure protection report, the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps warned construction firms against damaging fiber optic cables during civil projects. ACC Afolabi Babawale stressed that such infrastructure qualifies as critical national information infrastructure under the 2024 order, and offenders now face prosecution. Agencies advise contractors to coordinate with telecom operators, verify fiber routes before digging, and promptly report accidental damage to protect Nigeria's digital economy and public services. The federal government will arrest suspects linked to recent killings in Yelwata, Benue State, before Justice Joyce Abdulmalik at the Federal High Court, Abuja, on February 2, 2026. The Office of the Attorney General emphasized thorough investigations and pledged justice for the victims. President Tinubu's administration reaffirmed its commitment to protecting lives and property nationwide, highlighting coordination among multiple agencies to enforce the law and maintain public order. Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has criticized ongoing strikes in the public sector, highlighting the disruption to education and other services. His comment contrasts with government efforts to equip Nigerian youth with digital and vocational skills, reflecting the debate over public service efficiency, national priorities, and investment in human capital. Obi emphasized that sustained attention to education and skills development is crucial for long-term national growth and stability. Kano State Commissioner for Women Affairs Hajia Amina Sani has defected from NNPP to APC, embracing the Kano First ideology. Our move follows earlier defections of 22 assembly members, 8 National Assembly representatives, and 44 local government chairpersons. Authorities say the shift aims to strengthen loyalty to Governor Abba Yusuf, maintain political stability, and advance development programs, reinforcing governance continuity despite ongoing political realignment in the state. The Ogun State government reaffirmed that the oil well on Egba Island is within its jurisdiction, dismissing Ondo State claims. Special Advisor Kayode Akimade cited historical records, boundary maps, and federal approvals, stressing restraint and warning against misinformation. Ogun State reaffirmed its commitment to peaceful coexistence, adherence to the law, and protection of national assets while cooperating with the federal government. Meanwhile, Bokos local government area chairman Amalau Samuel Amalau suspended mining activities and imposed a curfew in Tenti and Manda districts after attacks on miners caused fatalities. Residents and visitors were urged to comply with curfew orders with legal consequences for violations, while authorities worked with security agencies to restore peace and ensure community safety. Furthermore, the Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives resolved to clear the backlog of federal audit report for 2023 to 2025. Chairman Bamidele Salam emphasized that delays hinder oversight of public expenditure. A retreat in Ghana facilitated planning for engagement with financial institutions, technical capacity enhancement, and stakeholder collaboration, aiming to strengthen accountability and fiscal discipline across ministries, departments, and agencies. Finally, notable Nigerians, including National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu and Governors Ayedatiwa Otu and former Governor Yari, received honorary doctorates from Modibo Adama University, Yola, during the 29th and 30th combined convocations. The Vice-Chancellor cited their contributions to national development, while Governor Ahmadu Fintri announced plans to improve university infrastructure, reflecting recognition of service and commitment to education and societal advancements. Moving on to report on disasters and fire incidents, a fire broke out early Saturday at New Mile 3 along the Gombe-Yola Road, destroying shops, roadside containers, and restaurants. Over 80% of the commercial area was affected, causing property losses worth millions of naira. No casualties were reported. Security and emergency agencies, including fire services, vigilantes, and community leaders, swiftly contained the blaze, preventing further damage and safeguarding nearby fuel stations. Similarly, a late-night fire on January 30th, 2026 gutted parts of the Kwara State College of Education in Ilorin. 3 of 4 offices used as stores were affected, destroying documents and files. Prompt intervention by the Kwara State Fire Service prevented the fire from spreading to nearby academic buildings, including the biology laboratory. Investigations suggest the blaze may have originated from underground set ablaze. Officials advised safer vegetation, clearing, and proper document storage. We are now going on a short commercial break. When we come back, the news continues. Stay tuned. Don't touch the dial.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together. Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door. It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app, for services, endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. We partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy, and convenient.
Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement. Moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Welcome back. We are glad you're still there with us. Moving on to international news. A report said that over 200 people were killed this week in a collapse at the Rubaya Koolstaan mine in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. The landslide, which occurred during the rainy season, affected miners, children, and market women, leaving about 20 injured, being treated. The site, producing 15% of the world's coltan, has been under the Allied Democratic Forces March 23 movement rebel control since 2024, and the United Nations accused the group of exploiting the minerals to fund its insurgency. Top US and Israeli generals met at the Pentagon on Friday amid escalating tensions with Iran, according to US officials. General Dan Kane and Israeli Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir held closed-door talks to discuss regional security, though details were not disclosed. The meeting coincides with heightened U.S. military presence in the Middle East, including increased naval and air deployment following repeated threats by President Trump and warnings from Iran about potential regional conflicts. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz met with Zamir in Washington to assess operational readiness for possible contingencies in the region. Both nations emphasized vigilance amid rising threats from Iran. The talks highlight the strategic coordination between U.S. and Israeli forces as tensions persist over Iran's nuclear ambitions and regional influence. Officials stressed preparedness to respond to any hostile actions while continuing diplomatic efforts to manage potential escalation in the Middle East. On to business news. 8 member countries of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, PLUS, have agreed in principle to maintain a planned pause in oil output increases for March, according to sources and a draft statement seen by Reuters ahead of their Sunday meeting. The agreement, originally reached in November for the first quarter, will be formally reviewed at a meeting scheduled for 2 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, signaling ongoing coordination among OPEC Plus members to maintain global oil supply and market stability. On entertainment news, President Bola Tinubu has honored late musician Fela Anikulapo Kuti, calling him a fearless voice and revolutionary artist whose music challenged injustice and shaped global sounds. The tribute followed Fela's posthumous Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, making him the first African recipient. Tinubu highlighted Fela's creation of Afrobeat, blending Yoruba rhythms, jazz, funk, and high life, and said his enduring legacy, now likened to an Orisha in Yoruba culture, continues to inspire generations worldwide. Lastly, on sports, expansion Denver Summit Football Club has signed defender Eva Gantino from Paris Saint-Germain of France Premier League. The 23-year-old American, under contract through the 2028 season, has made 2 appearances with the U.S. women's national team and won the Coupe de France Féminine with Paris Saint-Germain. Caltino, a two-time first-team All-American at Notre Dame, praised the club's vision, while Denver's general manager highlighted her Champions League experience and defensive prowess as key assets for the team's inaugural season. And that's where we draw the curtain on tonight's news on Some TV. Follow us on Facebook at Some TV and on YouTube at Some TV Live. I am Moses Peter. Have a wonderful night's rest.
Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 08